When you need help or advice, you turn to your parents or a trusted friend for help. So why go outside of Virginia, your home, when you need car insurance? Able Insurance gives you individual attention and won't turn you away no matter what your driving record looks like. Giving same-day personal service in the state of Virginia for over 30 years. Able Insurance, 979-0814 is the number. AbleInsurance.com is the site.
Go.
What up, though, BallHawk Show.
Say it one more time.
What up, though, BallHawk Show.
What up, though? Welcome to the BallHawk Show podcast. I'm your host, Amaya Hawkins. I appreciate you rocking with me on this Monday as we recap Virginia versus Pitt, the latest basketball game for the Wahoos. If this is your first time tuning into the BallHawk Show, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. It's on various platforms. So if you're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, BlogTalk Radio, TuneIn app, Google Play, YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a review. Helps with the visibility. And appreciate you as always, man. Appreciate the support. So this is going to be a long podcast just because UVA handled Pittsburgh like they were supposed to. Started out a little slow, then they got in their groove and they won by a score of 73-49. And you guys know me, I'm not going to try to make it a podcast that's long when it doesn't need to be long. I mean, I feel like the Wahoos played up to their potential. Saw various good things. About to come to an end of a tough stretch. They play Syracuse tonight. So if you're driving up to the Carrier Dome, hopefully you listen to this podcast right now. Or if you're driving home from after the Syracuse game, you can listen to this to help you travel back to wherever your destination is. So what we're going to do is, as always, we'll get into some team and player notes. We'll get into individual stats and then my overall thoughts from the game. So, as I said, UVA won by a score of 73-49. Some post-game notes. Virginia is now 26-2, 14-2 in the ACC, has a 4-game winning streak versus Pitt, including an 8-1 mark in ACC play. The Cavaliers have 26 or more wins for the 5th time in the last 6 seasons. That's a lot of wins. For the 5th time in the last 6 seasons, UVA has at least 26 wins. UVA has 14 or more league wins for the 4th time in school history, 2014, 2015, 2018, and now 2019. UVA is 14-1 at John Paul Jones Arena this year. UVA is 15-4 all-time versus Pitt in a series that dates back to 1957-1958. Virginia has won 11 of their last 12 meetings and 6-1 at home, 3-0 at JPJ versus the Panthers. Tony Bennett is 8-2 all-time versus Pitt, including an 8-1 mark at UVA. UVA went on a 21-2 run to gain a 39-19 halftime lead. UVA held its 5th opponent, first ACC, to fewer than 20 points in the first half. We're talking about a Division I school, and you holding them under 20 points in one half. I don't care who you playing. That's a tall task, especially an ACC team. The Cavaliers are 10-0 when limiting opponents to fewer than 50 points, 86-2 all time under Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett has coached 88 games in which an opponent was held to under 50 points. Division I basketball, scholarships, the best that you can get, and he holding them to under 50 total points. UVA has held 22 opponents to 40% or less field goal shooting and 25 opponents to 33% or less three-point shooting. UVA tied a season high with 9 steals. Some player notes, and I'm getting all of these team and player notes for VirginiaSports.com. Make sure you go to VirginiaSports.com. Salute to my guy, Jeff White. and the crew there do a phenomenal job, especially information that you need to learn about any of our sports team at this great university. Not just limited to football and basketball, the podcast that I do, but you want to find women's basketball, field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, tennis, everything, rowing, diving, all the sports. So player notes, double-figure scores were Cal Guy, who had 17 to lead the way. DeAndre Hunter had 13, and Ty Jerome had 12. Guy's 17 points moved into 39th on UVA's all-time scoring list with now 1,159 career points. Cal Guy had 5 3-pointers, and that moved him into 5th on UVA's single-season three-pointers list with 86. Guy also ranked 6th on the same list with 83 three-pointers last season. Guy has made 5 or more three-pointers in 14 career games. Mamdi Diakite block shot streak ended at 23rd longest in school history, and Jay Huff had a career best 3 steals. And I know it's a lot of Jay Huff fans out there that's definitely happy about that stat right there, because that's talking about defense. And anytime you talk about Jay Huff, it's always, well, why isn't he playing? And it's the defense. You get in the argument. So salute to the unicorn. When we look at overall just other individual stats, we talked about Cal Guy leading the way with 17 points. He was 5 of 7 from three-point land. That's what we love to see. He was very efficient. He only took 9 shots, made 6 of those 9 shots. Then he only played 25 minutes. Here's a young man that's usually playing between 37 and 40 minutes, and a lot of time he's playing the entire game. So the fact that he could get this late in the season a break in the action to where he basically played almost half of his minutes. He played 25 minutes. 20 is the half of 40, but you get what I'm saying. That's a beautiful thing. Ty Jerome also just played 25 minutes. Very efficient from the field. Just 4 of 5 from the field, 1-on-1 from three-point land. And he was a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line. 2 assists, just 1 turnover. He had 13 total points. And that floater is becoming a cheat code. The thing about Ty Jerome, everybody understands that he's not going to wow you with athleticism, but people don't realize how difficult it is to master the floater. And from different angles, the way that he does, he understands that he's 6'5", 6'6", long arms, wide frame, very crafty. And the fact that he has demonstrated an ability to be able to get that shot anytime he wants to. He kind of reminds me of Jeff McGinnis when he was at North Carolina, when Jeff McGinnis had a little jump floater. Ty doesn't really get a lot of lift off of the floor because he's 6'5", and he gets it up quick. I mean, it's no tendency, it's no indicators that's going to let you know he's about to attempt a floater. I mean, it's just in rhythm, nice and smooth, and I mean that's what attracting NBA scouts, because he's so crafty. Because you understand that when you have a young man that is truly working on his craft and mastering the little intangibles and not relying on athleticism, the ceiling and that much better, and the sustainability to play at a high level is there longer. When you have these athletes that's coming out of college or high school and they're uber athletic, over 40 inch vert, and they just super fast and just jump out the gym, and you don't really worry about their fundamentals because they just wow you with the and one type highlight mix. And then you have a guy like Ty Jerome, who if you tested him in running, in a 20-yard shuttle or any type of drills, the numbers won't jump out to you. But you put a basketball in his hand, that's where he wows you, because it's like, damn, how did he do that? And when a guy that's 6'5", playing the point guard position and understands change of pace, understanding change of direction, understanding how to use his handle, how to use the hesitation, how the sudden crossover, that doesn't have to be flashy but very effective. And that's what I like about Ty Jerome, man. And he's demonstrating this year with Kihei Clark being in a starting lineup or just coming in off the bench, that he can play off the ball, that he could come off of screens, that he could, flare out, or he could come off tight and catch the ball and finish at the cup, that he doesn't have to essentially do a layup to finish in the paint. That's why the floater is so important to his game, because he's not a high flyer. He's not just somebody who's going to dunk on you, but 2 points is 2 points. We all love dunks, but a dunk and a layup counts the same. It just made it do something different to the energy in the building, but it's still 2 points. Then you got DeAndre Hunter, our lottery pick. 29 minutes played was 4 or 6 from the field, efficient, 1 or 2 from the 3-point line, 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 5 assists to 2 turnovers, scored 12 points. Here's a guy that when we need buckets, we go to him. I noticed in that he's getting the ball late in the shot clock. He doesn't show any panic. He gets to a spot, he elevates, and is always on balance, and the shot just looks good coming out of his hand. So DeAndre Hunter is a guy that I know a lot of fans are saying that he needs another year, and that's just your selfish fan glasses and heart telling you he needs another year. If you truly look at the landscape of basketball, this kid is a bona fide professional basketball player. And how can you not want to encourage him to learn from the best 24/7 and not have to worry about going to class? You can always come back and get your degree. There is no time limit on getting your degree. And I think sometimes we are becoming a detriment to these student athletes when we try to tell them they got to get their degree. Like, they can't come back to school. You can come back to school and get your degree once you leave. My thing is, you always got to strike while the iron is hot. You don't ever want to take a chance of just saying, hey, I need to. No, go. Especially if your grades come back to where you're a bona fide first rounder, and if you're a bona fide lottery pick, you go. You truly do. You go. I'm sorry. That's just my standpoint. Kihei Clark, another start, 28 minutes played, 100% from the field, 100% from the free throw line, 100% when it comes to 4 assists to 0 turnovers. A young man that's been under a lot of scrutiny in the past 3 games. He was been challenged for shooting the basketball or lack thereof because he wasn't, making shots. It was 3 straight games he didn't make a single shot. Now you have 3 straight games he hasn't missed a single shot. And you also have another game where he didn't turn the basketball over. In the last 7 games, he has 20 assists to just 3 turnovers. So it was a narrative built opposite of Kihei Clark that said he always turns the ball over. In the past 7 games, he just has 3 turnovers, and he's played at least 20 minutes in every single one of those games. I know versus Virginia Tech, he only played 2 minutes in the second half. And I want to say the last turnover he truly has was maybe versus North Carolina in the second half, where he was close to midcourt and he spent out of a double team and kind of threw a jump pass and it got picked off. I want to say, no, it's Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech before the half, that was his last turnover, I believe. And that's when he got sat down. When he got the rebound, he tried to throw to Ty Jerome on the right hash, and Isaiah Wilkins for Virginia Tech picked it off, ironic of the name, and laid it up. And then he only played 2 minutes in the second half. But since then, he's responded to the criticism, which as fans, that's what we want. Here's the thing that I want to say to you fans that criticize this young man and was questioning his minutes, because a lot of you guys wanted, Jay Huff to get more minutes. And I hate that narrative because we're pitting 2 guys that we want to see succeed against each other, and these 2 guys' minutes don't truly affect each other. But people can't get that through their minds, and they continue to just throw things out there. But here's the thing with Kihei Clark. I understand if you don't care for a certain player. I understand that it's something about a player that you really don't care for, right? I don't want to say you don't like, because we all love our players. But if you're going to build a narrative, if somebody combats you with advanced data that goes against what you're saying and is accurate and it holds water, sometimes we got to be less prideful and just admit, okay, that's some great points that you made. Sometimes everything isn't an argument, and we got to start making things a discussion on a lot of these message boards and fan groups, because why are we truly arguing against each other when we want to see, we all got the same common goal. We want to see our team do well. We want to see each individual do well, and we trust in what Tony Bennett is doing. Not saying you can't question him, but we all entrust into his vision. And that's why when it comes to Kihei Clark, it just seems like the kid the last 3 games has done everything everybody's asked for him as far as naysayers, right? And it's like they still waiting for the wheels to fall off just so they can say, I told you so. You just have people just going through different sites and looking for stats to just say, yeah, you may think he's playing good, but I got a stat that show otherwise. I just don't understand why we always take that approach. And it's not just Virginia fans and not just basketball. You got it in every sport that we get so fixated in trying to be, in air quotations, right, that we don't understand that we're truly being a detriment. There's nothing positive coming out of the discussion. It's not. We all have our opinions. We all have our views. But at the end of the day, what is your end mission? Like, what is your goal in having your opinion and trying to see what somebody's truly thinking? Like, what is your goal when you present your argument? Are you trying to see the knowledge that the person opposite you has, and can they help you identify some things that you're missing? Or are you just trying to impose your views and just say, hey, listen to what I'm saying, I'm right? Or are you just trying to play devil's advocate, and then in the end you come to a common agreement, be like, yeah, man, you made some good points. I just wanted to just really press the narrative to see if you truly believed in it, or was you just regurgitating information that everybody else is saying? And I always say, I'm not in the business of being right and wrong. Everybody has their opinion. I give off my opinion. You give off your opinion. I don't do that matter-of-fact stuff. I watch a lot of film. If somebody challenged me and say, well, you're blind or you need to watch more film, cool. I'll go back and I'll watch even more. And then I make timestamp. Like, hey, look at this point of the game. Or look at this. Because everybody has different visions. Everybody sees things differently in film. And that's why I have the advanced analytical crowd that listens to my podcast. And I mess with those guys because I'm like, man, it's a lot of numbers you're throwing out there. What is the criteria? Like, what's the minimum minutes that need to be played? What's the minimum shot attempts? And that's why I always just ask folks, what's the basis of the stats that they give out? So let's move right along. Jack Salt, he started, only played 8 minutes. And then take a single shot, just had 2 rebounds. Jack Salt just been the ultimate teammate. Hey, man, like, nobody's going to come to bat and say Jack Salt need to play more minutes, because we all get it. He's not one of the guys that people go to bat for. But when it comes to being just that leader and the ultimate team player, just doing what is asked of you, unselfishness, that's Jack Salt. Mamadou Akite played 20 minutes, had 6 points, 2 or 3 from the field, perfect from the free throw line, had 1 offensive rebound, 1 defensive rebound. Did have 3 turnovers and 2 fouls, but like I said, just going through, Braxton Key played 23 minutes. He kind of struggled from the field, was 2 for 8, 0 from 3 from the three-point line, but his rebounding showed. He had 5 rebounds, 5 points. Jay Huff played 17 minutes. Had 6 rebounds. He was 3 for 4 from the free throw line, just 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. And like I said, had 3 still. Austin Castro had 3 points. Shout out to him. Albemarle. Cody Stedham had 0 points. Jaden Nixon played 5 minutes, had 1 steal. Grant White Mama Kersey played 2 minutes, had 1 steal. But yeah, man, just looking at this game, I just felt like the Wahoo just continued to fine tune a lot of the things that they struggled with in the past couple of weeks. When you look at total team turnovers, they had 10. They caused 15 turnovers from Pitt. Pitt as a team shot 38% from the field. In the first half, they shot 31%, 30% from the three-point line. So they shot 38% from the field overall, 31% from the three-point line. They did have 13 points off of our 10 turnovers. We had 12 points off of their 15 turnovers. We had 28 points in the paint. How many points did they have in the paint? They had 16 points in the paint. They did have 11 fast break points, which we usually don't give up. We had 6 fast break points. We had 2 second chance points. They had 9 second chance points. But just looking at this game, like I said, the Wahoos did what they were supposed to do. It's a much-needed rest from our starters. I did think Kihei Clark did a very good job on Xavier Johnson, their leading scorer, who's just a freshman, came in averaging 16.5 points. He was 0-7 from the field. He got all of his points from the free throw line. He had 4 turnovers to 4 assists. So, Kihei made a difference. Coach Tony Bennett talked about his ability to use quickness with Xavier Johnson. And you know what, man, I'm really not trying to really continue to be in defense of Kihei Clark, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. I really don't. I'm really tired of this Jay Huff and Kihei Clark little debacle that's going on within our fan base. Jay Huff is going to play more minutes. He's going to be a great service to us today versus Syracuse. We're going to need his height, his ability to step out and hit shots, his ability to jump up and catch oops because Syracuse has a lot of length. Everybody is anxious to see how Kihei plays versus this zone defense with all that size. It's going to be imperative for Kihei to be sound with the basketball, because if we can have Ty Jerome and Cal Guy playing off ball, then you have Hunter at the free throw line extended. And then if you can have a J Huff sitting on that low block, because Kihei has a great relationship with J Huff as far as finding J Huff. Like, he finds J Huff. If you are a J Huff fan, you want 0 in the game. Because, damn it, Kihei going to get J Huff the ball if you haven't been paying attention. I'm just saying. That's one thing you can't disagree with. When 0's in the game and J Huff is in the game, you know 0 is going to get him the ball. Proof is in the pudding. Just look at when they're in the game together. That's the future right there. But I am anxious to see how Kihei will play in this zone. Yeah, if you're Syracuse, you're going to try to dare Kihei to shoot. I mean, we all have players on each team that you dare to shoot, no matter how much dynamic a player is. RJ Barrett, he's so dynamic, but you're still going to dare him to shoot a three-pointer. I'm just serious. If RJ Barrett is open for a 3, you're going to use the percentages. He's a 30% three-point shooter. You're just going to let him shoot. Everybody has that, and that's what we run into. Everybody, like, if Braxton Key's in the game, they're going to dare him to shoot a 3. They're not going to dare him to slash because they'll dunk on you, okay? So that's what I'm looking forward to in the Syracuse game. But Pitt overall, Coach Capel, first year at Pitt, the guy tripped up DeAndre Hunter. I don't want to say that's a Duke thing, but something got to happen because he clearly tried to trip DeAndre on purpose. That was a snake move, and that young man needed talking to. Hopefully he got a talking to once they reviewed the tape, because it looked bad and there's no way around it. You can't say you meant to trip him. That's Grayson Allen style. Sweep the leg, Johnny. But the Wahoos played well, man, and that's all I got for y'all. I'm not going to talk y'all head off. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the game tonight versus Syracuse. It's already been over 20 minutes. It's the Ball Hawk Show. Make sure you subscribe. Shout out to my man Juan Thornhill that put on the show at the NFL Combine today. The dude did his day. Gonna think I may just need to do a podcast on my thoughts with the Combine and how Juan did. But I got y'all, man. Good is the enemy of great. Be great in everything that you do. Ball Hawk, make sure you subscribe. Get your Shut the Hell Up Juice gear at sthujuice.com. I'm out of here, baby. Ah!
I want the whole world spin my record. Chevron, the hooded styles, check game, stay free records. Oh, shorty girl fed to death in a massaging. Bad news, even be massaging. I got a fitted head, I be massaging. Pinky rings on my finger, I'm massaging. I got a speedboat concert cause I massage. I coming through about a whole Econo Lodge. I be massaging, I be massaged. I'm coming through with Cadillacs and massaging. Yeah, boats I'm constantly massaging. I got GPS's, I be massaging. I catch croaker fish cause I'm massaging. I like a macaroni plate, I be massaging. Even oodles and noodles, I be massaging. Straight out the ghetto cause I'm massaging. I got ice around my neck cause I'm massaging. Or even gold teeth, I'm massaging. A pinky ring iced out cause I'm massaging. I got $100 million, I be massaging.